Welcome to Aunty K's, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. Hello and welcome to Aunty K's Tarot. So this year, today, I am joining in the mid-year tarot tag, which is a VR to channel days. And one thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to do question 2 and then question 1. And we'll get into it. Question 2, new deck in your collection this year. I wasn't really sure how to say I'm just going to pick one of the new decks in my collection this year when the other questions seem to me imply that the deck choices come from this. So this is what I'm doing. These are the new decks in my collection this year, minus the 2 that are no longer here and no longer part of my collection. And so they will come up in one of the other questions in this tag. But then, sorry, the new decks in my collection this year are the Moody Tarot, the Gay Marseille, the Estrella Tarot, Tarot in Space, the 5-cent Tarot, the African Tazama Tarot, the Metanoia Marseille, Kalo playing cards, Vivid Kingdom playing cards, and my back pocket Oracle playing cards. So the decks that left my collection were the Cartomancer Poker deck, archetypal playing card clarity version. I passed that on to my eldest child. And I knew I wasn't going to use them all that much. And I was like, they're really easy to use, so I will pass them on to her. The other was a paper quill Lenormand. I don't even remember what I disliked about it, but I put a big red strikeout through it on it. Probably down here somewhere in why I got rid of decks. Just got it, but ugh, the house card has white family and a brown person hiding in the bushes. That's why I got rid of it. Okay, so back to our questions. The deck I've used the most out of these decks would be my back pocket Oracle playing cards. Let's clear this. So this is my back pocket Oracle playing cards. My goal is to get it ready by the end of the month. That's my new goal that I set yesterday. I was like, there's one misprint on one of these cards in the date where it says September 111 instead of, there it is, September 11th. And when I printed off the this as like a guide, I thought it was printing on 2 sides, but it printed only on one, so only half of it's available. So I need to make it as 2 sheets, and then I will make it available. The box has this pattern on it. I totally destroyed the box getting it getting the deck out of the box after I put it in the box after I got water damage. You cannot tell it's water damaged, which makes me so impressed with the cardstock, other than the fact that it's like fluffy now. They still are firm to the tough touch and to shuffle. So this is my most used of my new decks this year. And that's just how I end up using decks. I end up using Lenormand and the playing cards more than my tarot decks on my table, and I end up using this a lot. My actual overall most used deck this year is also Water Damage and Survive, just fluffier. Oh, some of these cards are mixed. The actual most used deck is my Brown Witch Lenny, but I've had it since last year when I made it, and it came out last year. Okay. My most anticipated deck release this year. I am going to say that was the Game Marseille by Charlie Claire Burgess. Aren't these the most happiest tarot backs on the planet? So this was my most anticipated. I would have backed it last year, and it arrived this year, and I was totally anticipating it. Why did I not put this in my favorite Wheel of Fortunes? Because I quit when I got to 5. That's what I did. I really do love that Wheel of Fortune. That star card is so amazing. So this was one of my most anticipated decks of the year. I've sometimes struggled to read it and not get political with my clients, but only on a few cards. And right now it's on my table with Queer Aesthetic. I love this King of Wands. And I'm really enjoying it. It was my most anticipated, and it was worth the wait. It's very enjoyable. Okay. Question 4. My biggest disappointment. That would obviously be the two that are no longer here. But so let's choose from the ones that are here. What was I disappointed about? Okay. I'm really happy with the 5 Cent Tarot. It was a deck on my wish list. I've been buying wish list decks this year, and it's been on my wish list. I do love it. I'm happy I bought it. I am not disappointed in this purchase. I'm not. What I'm disappointed in is I find it visually difficult. The lines in the background don't make it the easiest to read. And I struggle to see the some of the keywords due to size and stuff, and then the lines, they impact the focus on my aging eyes. So that's the disappointment side of it. I've still used it. I like it. But if I had to choose from the remaining decks, what was disappointing? That was disappointing because, like, I've wanted this deck. I want to use this deck. Because it's an animal deck, I wanted to use the keywords. But I need my glasses to read the keywords. Okay. My current deck crush. Okay. We are going to name the Estrella Tarot the deck crush. It's been on my table a fair bit. I'm going to say it's one of my favorite Marseille decks. I love it. I love the colors. I love how very Marseille it is, how it really sticks to the Marseille pretty well, with, you know, some minor changes like here. And its colors just really suit me. The quirkiness really suits me. I really love like the bold style of the art. And so this is going to go as my deck crush. And my happy deck is going to be the Tarot Moody, which is a Kickstarter that I backed this year. It is also a Marseille deck. It's only off my table because it didn't fit into my queer aesthetic that I'm doing for Pride month and for Indigiqueer month. It's really an Indigiqueer aesthetic. And I adore this deck. Its pips are not strictly Marseille, as you can see. It's a lovely deck. So it's like a pippish Marseille. And I know Marseille is pips, but it has like floral details that mean something, which these lack. So that's how I would define that as different. But this deck is sweet. It's sweet. I sound like a much sweeter kind person when I read with this deck. So that is a deck that makes me happy, or perhaps a deck that makes me a little bit sweeter, a little bit less abrasive. Okay. My most beautiful deck of the year. I finally got the African Tizama or Tarot from my wish list. And the entire presentation, like, okay, there's cat hair on this bag, but like it's box shaped, and so the box fits into it. And then you get this lovely hard-sided guidebook with extremely tiny print that I haven't finished trying to read because of the print. You even have velvet inside the box. This gorgeous matte gold edging backs. Okay, this deck is absolutely my most beautiful deck of the year, maybe my most beautiful deck ever. And I'm loving it. It's been on my table a lot this year. For an RWS deck, I have used it a lot, which made me think, like, let me use some of my other RWS decks. I love the Marseille, but, you know, this is so beautiful. I want to use it. But definitely, the beauty of this deck is beyond exception. It really is. It got water damaged, and I was crying, but in general, it survived. There were 3 cards that showed water damage more, but not so much that they're ruined. A deck I want by the end of the year. I don't know that I have that kind of timetable on purchases through capitalism. What's on my wish list? I suppose I can answer what's on my wish list. the Star Maiden Tarot's on my wish list. Wildlands Worldview. Oh, here we go. Teriyuchi by Mr. Freiberg. Mr. Freiberg. It's on my wish list, but he's also doing a mermaid tarot. And so I'm kind of excited and waiting to see when that might come out. I also have on my wish list Kim's Identifying Features, Spectacular, Lenormand, Tarot of the Cat People, Tarot of the Marseille, Revisited and Illustrated, Raitekina Tabby, Eastern Ink, Odin's Playbook. Do I need all of them? No. Do I need them by the end of the year? No. But my goal is to purchase decks from my wish list this year. So some of those decks I plan on having into my collection by the end of the year. A deck I haven't used but want to by the end of the year. I don't have decks I haven't used. I don't buy decks and then just sit on them and not use them. That's not really a thing I do. Favorite video that I made this year? I don't know. I mean, last year my favorite video was the 3 videos I made interviewing my friend Muhammad about his book Islam and Anarchism. But a favorite video that I made this year, let's show off this deck while I look. Okay, so looking at my YouTube channel right now, I'm going to say the Top Tarot Trumps VRs to Mustings by Masha have been my favorite to do. They're a whole group, so I don't know if I could choose just one of those. Is there anything else I'm really missing? Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to say is the favorite.